Also for this one, we're going to be using a drop C tuning. So we'll end up with C, G, C, F, A, D. Alright, so everything, the low strings dropped 4/2 steps, every other string dropped a whole step. C, G, C, F, A, D. Alright, so this initial intro section, this also happens at the post chorus. And basically we're just kind of hitting two notes together, just like down strum, you know, eighth note style here. And I like to do it in this spot because it's a real just kind of easy switch. It's basically hitting the open fifth string, the G string here. Alright, and then I just kind of mute the middle C string, the fourth string, with my pointer finger here, right about the third fret, because that's right where we're going to go with it later. And then we want this fifth fret on the third string, the F string. Okay, so we'll end up with, that's all we're going to really focus on hitting. And like I said, we're just down strumming that like eighth notes, and you crank it out about, 7, 8 times or so, just something like that. Alright, and with this, like I said, all we're going to do is just switch by the fourth string here. We just press down on the third fret and then leave out the fifth string, the G string here, and we're just focusing on the third fret here on the middle C and the fifth fret on the third string, the F. It's a little power chord shape, and then we just hit that. And with this one, it kind of feels like maybe you hit like one, and there's a slight hesitation, and then you strum out maybe like seven more of them or so. Like that's just kind of what I do. If you want to just strum them all the same way, up to you. It's all kind of like a real effect heavy kind of EQ'd section, so a little interpretation can be fine here. Okay, so you see we're just kind of like switching from like pressing down on the third fret and lightly touching it and not making a dead string and then leaving out the fifth string. So after that, basically just a little segue into like the big main riff. Just kind of like mute all the strings and give it like a 1-2, 1-2. Alright, something like that. And once we get into the main riff, this is also kind of like what's happening during the chorus, but the chorus there's a little subtle difference, a little simplified in the chorus, but for this initial main riff, we just come off to a big low C power chord. So just hit that open low C, the G, and the middle C. Okay, the 6, 5, and 4th string there. And it's, it's not really that crucial, but I kind of like to, I feel like I hear this in there, so you like hit like maybe that power chord and then hit it again and then throw in like the second fret just for that extra higher octave on the third string, the F string. Just kind of getting in that note too. Alright, and then it's kind of like just 3 more hits on the power chord. So we went. You can alternate strum it, that's fine. And then from there we just go to a 3rd fret power chord. This will be an E flat 5. So just 3s on the low C, G, and middle C. And it's like you kind of hit it, a little hesitation, maybe a couple more quick hits. And then here's like the subtle difference that happens between like this initial main riff and what happens in the chorus. Is this initial main riff, it does this fun little like bend lead thing at that chord, where we take the 4th fret on the 3rd string here, the F string, and as we're fretting that previous 3rd fret power chord and just kind of letting it ring there, you come down, hit this 4th fret on the 3rd string, give it a little bend and release, alright, and then hit it again, and then hit the 5th fret on the middle C. Alright, and during the chorus, that little thing is just left out. You just don't worry about it. So that's kind of like the little subtle difference that happens between this main riff and the chorus version. So we hit that, and then we zoom up here and hang out in this G sus2 look, which would be 7 on the low C and the G here, and then we want a 9 on the middle C and the 3rd string, the F string here. Okay, the sus2 look. And with this, we give it like a couple hits, 1, 2, 3. Just a little arbitrary there, just kind of, you know, shuffle through it a little bit. And then we make that sus2 a minor now. So basically, I just kind of like invert my ring and pinky, what they're doing, like this. And I want the pinky over 1 to hit the 10th fret on the middle C, and then keep that 9 on the 3rd string, the F, and then maintaining the 7s on the C and G here. So we went from, alright, and with that it's kind of the same deal, like give it a hit, and then a few more strums, just finish the measure with it. So slowly here the whole thing would be like, and during that riff, while that's happening, we get this lead thing that happens over the top of it, and you know, we'll see this a couple different spots throughout the song. And you can, I kind of like to throw in like the power chord with it, just as a little bit of like accompaniment, but you don't necessarily have to do that. If you have someone else playing like the chords or whatever, a bass doing it, it's like you can optionally throw in the chords with it, but it works pretty easy if you want to. So it's, you know, we're hitting like an open low C power chord, and then we just have this repeating little lead line, which is in this spot would be the 1st string, the D string. We just do 5-3 open. So we went. Okay, now we'd move to our E flat power chord, the 3s, and then hit that, and then our 5-3 open. And you know, just to keep the chord ringing over the top of it, I use the pinky, then like the middle, and then open. Alright, and then we're going to zoom up to our 7s here for the G power chord. And then here, you kind of need a different spot here, because you can't, you know, unless you got, you know, wild fingers there, but hit the 7 on the C, G, C. And then here, the B string, we go 10, 8, and then 9 on the F string here, the 3rd string. And we just do that twice right there. Like I said, the chords are optional. If you just want to hang out here and just do the 5-3 open, it's up to you. So other than that, we have the verse section here. Everything kind of chills out, and you can throw in some like chorus effect. You know, it sounds pretty good right here. And with this, just 3 chords again, really. So start with like the open low C power chord, the open C and G. We're kind of picking through some stuff here a little bit, so let that ring just a moment, and then we go 2 on the 3rd string, open middle C, open low C, 2 on the 3rd string. Something like that. Let that ring for a bit, and then we come down and hit part of this E flat now, which would be 3rd fret on the middle C, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, 1st fret on the 2nd string here. Alright, and then we just pick back up through it again. 2 on the 3rd string, 3 on the 4th string. Alright, and basically this whole thing, you could just keep your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and just move around it. You know, that's kind of what I like to do. It makes it a little easier. And then after that chord, we move to this G sharp major 7. So here we just go 1 on the 5th string, do a 3 on the middle C here, the 4th string, and then of course we're keeping our 2 on the 3rd string. Pick the 1, 3, 1, 2, and then the 3 on the middle C, 1 on the 5th string. Alright, and then we just kind of start it over again, but there's a little subtle different thing that happens like every other time we go back to the open low C here. Like the 2nd and like 4th time we do it, we hit like the open C power chord, do our 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open middle C, open low C, and then here we kind of do just hit the bottom chord of like the C7 sus2, which is, you know, the keeping that same 2 on the 3rd string, but then we add this 1 on the 2nd string and an open 1st string. It's kind of a subtle little cool different thing that happens like every other time, so it would be something like that. And then you just do the rest of the chords as we usually would. And then you just repeat the whole thing. Alright, other than that, a lot of the previous sections will repeat and you should be all set.